Order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance this morning. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll go ahead and ask for approval of the agenda today.
Make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Go ahead and open the public hearing for lease purchase of secondary roads. I'm going to ask County Engineer Taylor Rawle to go ahead and give a brief synopsis of what we're looking at and what your preferences are, and then we'll go ahead and ask for public comment.
Yep, so I had Ziegler, which is a dealer for Caterpillars. They gave me a quote for how much one is, and then I had them look into 4 different trade-ins. So the dollar figures are down at the bottom left of the screen, and kind of my proposed. So up top, I kind of put our situation for year to year if we went through this. The red ones are what we're getting rid of. The yellows become our backups, and all the green would be our new stuff as it gets older. So in the middle of the screen there, I talk about the average age of our fleet. And right there, I put the ideal number should be about 5 years, and we're currently at about 10.8 years per motor grader. So we're driving some pretty old machines around every day. We've had a lot of breakdowns in the last couple of years. If you see, looking at that, we had a pretty good gap of not buying any graders. From 2010 to 2015, we didn't buy any for those 4 years. So, and we didn't buy any last year. So our situation is kind of, do we want to, we're hurting right now, and I don't know if I want to wait 3 years to replace all 3. I'd rather get all 3 right away. That's why I'm proposing this.
And then would you propose some type of plan to replace those on a set schedule from here on out?
Yeah, so that's why I jumped from, on the top, I went from 2018 to 2021. And from that point on, I would propose buying 1 per year.
Okay.
Do you want to go to the next slide, Micah? So on that, I pretty much made a graph of the black is if we would buy 1 per year. That's how our average age of our motor graders looks, and the red is if we bought 3 right away. So if you do the 3, eventually the black gets ahead of you, but it all comes out once you get rid of those. But I feel like we're such a high rate right now, it's not good. We've had a lot more breakdowns than we'd like to. One of the machines is on its 3rd engine, so that's not a good thing either. So I propose that we have the money in our reserves if we wanted to buy 3 outright. We just have to do a budget amendment, but I'd rather not do that since we have $500,000 bridges that are going to come up. So I'd rather just take out a loan and pay it off over 3 years.
Okay. I'll go ahead and open up the public discussion, and then I'll allow the board to address any concerns. So any public comment? Lance?
I thought you were going to the public first.
I'm not hearing much from the public this morning.
In some of these machines, we looked at this years ago as doing a multi-purchase. We didn't get that done. You're proposing 3 machines, 3 years versus buying 1 machine every year.
Correct.
It gets the machines on the road. A lot of the reasons I look at this moving forward this way is you're breaking machines down and you don't have the backups for it. I know it sounds bad, but these machines are also for public safety and weather conditions like today and throughout the winter. I know it hasn't been a terrible winter this year, but the years we do get hit hard, you won't have a machine to get people opened up for ambulance services or anything else, ambulance or fires. If the machines can't handle it, I mean, some of the things you got to look at with these machines, they run in the extreme temperatures. If it breaks, somebody's not getting out right away. I'm not saying everybody's going to get out right away, But if a machine's down, that just prolongs it that much longer. And some of these questions, I know before we had some guarantees as if a machine goes down under warranty that they would have one to us within 24 hours. I don't think we have that today.
I don't know, does that ever happen?
No, that was the proposed 10.
Oh, that's if you leased them.
No, when we were looking at before we were looking at proposing 10. And I don't think we have that today, but on the same token, these are warranted machines where you could get a guy in to fix them if something was to happen to them.
And we have our three, my main problem is those 3 backups. I mean, they're 20 years old.
And you're looking at a motor is roughly $40,000, correct? Yeah, transmission's about $40,000. You're on your third motor, $120,000. That's a third of the cost of the total machine. But I think the thing to look at is we're not trying to get machines because they're new and shiny. We're getting them because you need to be there when storms hit. I understand in the summertime if the machine's down, we can take time to fix it. The roads get neglected a little bit, but for the most part, it's emergency. What do you guys think?
I agree. I mean, that was one of the things we were discussing when I first became supervisor is the replacement of road graders and trying to get on a roll type program to get them replaced. So I don't have a problem with this at all. So
The other thing I look at is getting back into a system might be expensive getting there, but once you're into a program, your cost of trade-ins you'll get more value for trade-ins. So I think we got to get there. If we don't, we're just going to keep falling farther behind.
I think we excuse me, we definitely need the tools to do the job appropriately. Another issue is, the safety and the efficiency for the operators that we're putting out there. And then, like Lance said, I think it's going to take some work to get to where we need to be initially, but that return on investment and the cost-benefit analysis that I can see with trade-ins and just the time not being down for repairs or towing bills will definitely pay for itself. In the last couple of weeks, we've been in communication about a significant amount of breakdowns, and so I think sometimes that even casts down to the public as to can we actually do the job, and then it gets passed down to the equipment operator. Is he or she able to do her job appropriately? And so I think it's time that we address the situation, properly. Any other public comment? I see our friend from the bank is here. I'm going to get to the finance part here in just a second. So I'm going to ask Taylor about some financing options, and then I kind of want some feedback from financial institutions to examine what some possibilities are and what the market really looks like. So go ahead, Taylor, if you'll give me your thoughts on that.
It's funny because every Wednesday I take my kid to church and I see a guy from the Radcliffe Bank, so I'm always asking him about it too. But I'd propose just a 3-year loan because that'd keep our budget about where it normally is. That's the same thing as paying 1 per year essentially, just with the interest. So I'd propose sending it out to all the banks within the county, and just like we did with those trucks a couple years ago, and seeing which one comes in with the lowest interest rate.
Okay. Sir, you want to come up and?
Well, I was just gonna make sure that was something, hopefully that would be put out to the bank. 2 years ago, we had, I think, came to the meeting with an approval from Volvo.
I don't mean to interrupt, but there's a microphone up there.
Yeah. You just want to come up here and just state
Okay.
your name and stuff, and
Okay.
come on up.
Okay. I'm Doug Truex, Mount State Bank. A couple years ago, I think was the last time you did a major purchase like this. I think Volvo Finance, which was through Gator. I'm sorry I missed if you were going through Gator for these trucks or not.
It's motor grader, so it's through Caterpillar.
Okay, through CAT. And we asked that it be put out to the county banks for bid. It was bid out then with an RFP, real simple, 1-page document. This is what we're doing. I think there were 4 bids back. of which 2 of the bids were better than what Volvo, their captive finance company, could do. So I think we did the county well by putting that out. I think it was maybe 0.4% better, and that was when rates were really low. I think it was a 2.4% bid, and ours was
1.8.
1.8 is what we got it in at. Rates are definitely higher now, but I wanted to make sure, you know, since we've had, you know, some change in personnel in the engineer's office and the supervisors, that you knew that that was an option to go to the county banks. Is that saying when banks compete, customers win?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, I'm not representing all the banks in the county, but I'm certainly representing my bank that we'd like a chance to bid on it.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you coming down here today. Yeah, I think it was our, you know, goal to keep the business local because there's, you know, we keep that money flow. It's a nice chain of money flow in the county, and that would be my recommendation.
Great. I can't
So-
promise 1.8 again.
We'll bring you a pencil
We're
sharpener.
paying Michelle more than that on the deposit. So.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hold you.
Lance has also asked me before about, did we get a deal if we spent over $1 million, which would be a 4th motor grader, and it was about a 1.8% value, and so I don't think it really equates if you're taking out a loan. So,
Sound like it.
and if none of the banks give us a good enough offer, we do have the money in the reserves, we can still buy 3.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know, I shouldn't even ask, never mind. I was going to ask what CAT's proposal was on interest rates.
they did not offer any
Yeah.
of that, so.
I don't want to know yet.
Okay. Any other public comment? Rob?
I'd like to take one for a ride sometime. It's all right.
Okay.
I would too. I asked that right away too, but there's no buddy seat in the
I
current
was going to
one.
say, use the cab, the blade would be better, right?
So the only question is, what is an appropriate time to ask for our bids to come back? Last time they gave 2.5 months. I thought that seemed a bit
Kinda long.
much.
I'm going to defer to Mr. Truex.
Yeah.
I mean, what's kind of an industry standard?
For a bid on financing,
Yeah.
you should be able to get that back in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll
That sounds better.
maybe aim for like a month or so.
Yeah.
With these interest rate environments, I think I think the more appropriate timeline would be how soon it's gonna be funded. So if you've got a 6-month lead time and you're asking for bids now on what the rate would be for 6 months from now, that's gonna be a tougher one, and banks are probably building some cushion for anticipated interest rate increases. So we're gonna be more interested in when this thing's gonna fund. Last time as the trucks were built and delivered, it was staged out over about 3 months. That's kind of how it worked out. So that's something that's workable, just kind of depends on the timeline for funding.
Okay.
What would be the delivery?
He made it
Time
sound like
on
they had
this.
a couple on hand. So
Okay,
they got them.
so it's, okay,
We got to wait till July 1st anyway, so.
yeah, all right.
Okay. Anything else?
I just
Here.
want to commend Taylor. That's a very impressive grid there. That makes sense. And if more people did that, financing would be a lot easier.
Thank you.
This might be a time to mention that it is on the website if anyone wants to go look at it.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else before I ask for a motion to close the public hearing? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing on the lease purchase of secondary roads equipment.
I'll second.
Okay. I have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. At this point, Nancy, would it be appropriate that we could take action on releasing an RFP? Is that okay? Okay. Okay.
So what action are you asking to,
Would somebody care to make a motion to allow Taylor to release an RFP for the financing to all of Hardin County banks? And Taylor can come up with the financing amount.
It's like 836,000.
do you want it just to the Hardin County banks or to other entities as well?
How about Hardin County? I would
Like cat.
Hardin County Banks and then the
There's the dollar amount.
manufacturer's financing company.
So the total dollar amount is $836,246.23. I'll make that motion.
Okay.
And I will second it.
Okay. I have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? I guess one thing I'd say is I'd like to make sure if we come in relatively close, we don't necessarily have to award to the lowest bidder. So if CAT financing would come in relatively close and a local bank was within, a couple tenths of a percent, I think we really need to look at keeping the business local. So that would be my only comment. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item number 5 is utility permit this week. Taylor, any concerns there's?
Not on our end.
Okay. And
I think there's 14 of them.
14, yep. And
Okay.
we can pass them as
As
a
one.
single motion, yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the utility permits as presented by the county engineer.
I will second that.
Okay. I have a motion, a second. Any discussion?
That is A through N. Permits 418-18, A through N.
Okay.
Looks like a lot of them are fiber optic and communication lines.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have the acknowledgement of receipt of request for road vacation A Street in Eagle City. Bruce? All right.
So we got a request from Terry Ports. There's actually a street in Eagle City. How do you know that? There's one street. We've got a map there. Yep.
So
Up there in Point. Okay.
Outpoint. It's this. Oh. It's this, it's a platted out road, but obviously there's no road there.
Can you enlarge that?
I don't know if I can in PowerPoint. No, not in this software.
Okay.
Sorry.
And there's lots all around it, to the west and to the east. Terry owns all that. He owns to the north. So,
Terry.
Ports.
Okay.
And so he requested that we vacate that, and he can put, he can do with what he wants. Goes back on the tax rolls, so. And we have to offer it to the adjoining landowners first, and since he's the only one, it's
Pretty simple.
pretty simple.
Okay, I'll make a motion to acknowledge the receipt of the request for road vacation, which is A Street in Eagle City.
I'll second.
I have a motion, a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The next, we'd have the set time and date for a public hearing for a road vacation, A Street in Eagle City.
4 and 20 days.
4 and 20?
Yeah, so if we have it in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so.
May 2nd.
May 2nd? Okay, I'll make a motion to set May 2nd at 10:02 a.m. for the,
Oh, sorry. I
Pardon?
have it on the resolution as 10:05.
10:05, okay. 10:05 will be fine then.
Feel retight.
But we'll set 10:05 on May 2nd for the public hearing on the road vacation.
I will second that.
Okay, I have a motion, a second. Any discussion? Roll call?
Renee,
Aye?
Lance,
Aye.
BJ.
Aye. Okay. Move on to item number 8, public comment. Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and move on to item number 9, would be the approval of minutes from the April 4th, 2018 meeting, the April 11th, 2018 meeting, and the April 12th, 2018 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the April 4th, 2018 meeting, or minutes.
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the April 11th, 2018 minutes.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Make a motion to approve the April 12th, 2018 minutes.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Item number 10 would be claims for payment. We have claims from April 11th, 2018, and I don't believe we're ready to...
She had them up there.
Okay. So we have both sets now.
Unless
Okay.
there were any questions on them.
I think we got good explanation. So I'll ask for a motion to approve the claims for payment for April 11th, 2018.
I'll move to approve the claims for payment for April 11th and April 18th, 2018.
I'll second it.
Have a motion, a second. Any discussion? As it's been brought up by Beth from our auditing firm, we're going to need to look at the means in which we're able to review those going forward, so there's a little more detail. While it's easy to ask, our department heads what things are being purchased, I think it's important that we get a little more detail on the claims sheets, and that just has to do with the Tyler software transition, and so we'll work with the auditor's office to see if we can get additional detail going forward, so there isn't the questions and answers that may be just unnecessary.
So don't
That's
spread
mainly
money
on
out of the
credit
blue.
card bills.
Right. Yep. So, all in favor of approving the claims for April 18th, 2018, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. At this point in the meeting, I'd like to ask Rocky Rents to come up, and she is going to be reading and presenting our proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month, and she's accompanied today by Greenbelt Home Care Director Julie Town. So thank you for coming in this morning.
Okay, whereas our children are our most valuable resource and will shape the future of Hardin County, whereas child abuse and neglect directly harms children and increases the likelihood of long-term physical and mental health problems, alcohol and substance abuse, continued family violence and criminal behavior, whereas children suffering from child abuse are more likely to engage in risky behavior, perform poorly in school, develop unhealthy relationships, suffer from depression, attempt suicide, and express violent aggression, whereas only $1 is spent on preventing child abuse in Iowa for every $50 spent on treating it, whereas every child can have a great childhood by communities making sure each family has the support and education they need in raising their children in safe, nurturing environments, whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community, whereas donating time and money to prevention organizations has a meaningful impact on the lives of children throughout the community, whereas positive social supports for children and adults are key factors to improving social well-being, reducing the risk of child abuse in Iowa, developing resiliency and healing from trauma. Now therefore, the Hardin County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim April 2018 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Hardin County and urge all citizens in our community to increase their participation in building caring connections with families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening the community in which we live.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can walk away. I got to shake your hand.
Oh, thank you,
for
sir.
coming in.
Yes,
Thank you.
I will make a motion to approve the proclamation on Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month for the month of April.
I will second that.
I have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? As I've traveled the county in the last couple of weeks, it's been great to see the blue cutouts everywhere, and it's a good reminder. And as I've traveled to a couple track meets in the last week, I've been able to see them in other communities and neighboring counties, and so it's a great reminder, and almost wish they were up almost year round, and as a reminder, of the human dignity that children deserve. So thank you, ladies. All in favor of passing the proclamation, say aye.
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 Next, we have the Sheriff's Monthly Report.
I'll move to approve the Sheriff's Monthly Report.
I'll second it.
I have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Next, I have the fiscal year 19 Central Iowa Community Services contract with the Friendship Club.
I'll move to approve the fiscal year 19 Central Iowa Community Services contract for the Friendship Club.
I'll second it.
I have a motion, a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The next would be the application for a liquor license for the Radcliffe Friendly Fairways Golf Course.
I'll make a motion to approve the liquor license application for the Radcliffe Friendly Fairways Golf Course. It's a Class C license, which includes outdoor services and Sunday sales. It's for a term of from April 1st to December 1st of 2018.
I will second that.
Any further discussion? I did have a chance to talk to Dave, and he didn't have any law enforcement concerns. All in favor of approving the liquor license as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item we have is a change of status in the treasurer's office.
I'll make a motion to approve the employee change of status as of April 11th, 2018 for Patricia Villanueva. She was a full-time motor vehicle driver's license clerk in the treasurer's office, and it was her resignation.
I will second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I heard she did a very nice job there.
She did. We're sad to lose her.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item we have is the Recorder's Monthly Report. Lori's here. Do you have anything to add or any comments, questions, concerns?
I guess the only comment I have, this is the new report on our new software system with Tyler. It took several days, probably 4 to 5 days to muddle through this report, you know, with inconsistencies within the software program that I have to come in and show for her diligence and keeping on this and trying to figure out where things belong, and I'd come in and help when I could, and yeah, just, it worked well, and obviously you can see it's a new type of form,
Yep.
but it
Right.
worked well, and I think with the fixes we did, it'll be good from here on out, so.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Move to approve the Recorder's Monthly Report.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item we have is a change of status from the sheriff's office.
I'll make a motion to approve the change of status for the hiring of Matthew Allen Bryce as a correctional officer in the sheriff's department. It's permanent part-time at a rate of $13.12 an hour.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next we have is the Conservation Department's annual report.
I'll make a motion to approve Hardin County Conservation's annual report for January 2017 through December 31st, 2017.
I'll second that.
I kind of like how he does this. He just kind of does a review of each month and the things that went on, so.
All in favor of approving the Conservation annual report, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 19, other business. All right. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.